Good day, grade 7 students. In this lesson, we will discuss about special products. And these special products are the following. We have square of a binomial, product of the sum and difference of two terms, cube of a binomial, square of a trinomial, and product of a binomial and a trinomial of the form a plus or minus b times a squared plus or minus ab plus b squared. The good thing about special products is that we can solve or simplify expressions mentally. Let us now proceed to square of a binomial, where case 1 is a plus b squared. If we will expand a plus b squared, this is a plus b times a plus b. From our previous lesson, we learned how to multiply polynomials using the FOIL method. So if we will multiply this using the FOIL method, we have a times a is a squared, and a times b is ab, b times a is also ab, and b times b is b squared. Notice that we have similar terms, particularly ab and another ab. So we have to combine these similar terms. So we have here a squared plus ab plus ab is 2ab, and then plus b squared. Now, we can use that pattern to find the square of any binomial. Let us have our first example. We have x plus 11 squared. So to get the product of square of binomial, we have to get the square of the first term. So this is x squared, and then the middle term is multiply the first term and last term of the binomial, and then multiply the result by 2. So we have 2 times the first term of the binomial times the second term of the binomial. And finally, we have square of the last term of the binomial. This is 11 squared. And then simplify. The first term is x squared. Then we have the middle term, 2 times x times 11 is 22x. So that's plus 22x. And then the last term is 11 squared. And 11 squared is equal to 121. So we have now the square of x plus 11 is x squared plus 22x plus 121. Let's have another example. Second example, we have 2a plus 1/2 squared. So using the pattern that we derived a while ago, we have to get the square of the first term. So that's 2a squared. And then twice the product of the first term and the second term of the binomial. And the third term of the product is the square of the second term of the binomial. And then simplify. 2a squared, or quantity 2a squared, is 4a squared. And then plus 2 times 2a times 1/2 is 2a. And then plus 1/2 squared is 1/4. So we have the product of the square of 2a plus 1/2 squared is 4a squared plus 2a plus 1/4. The second case is a minus b squared. The difference between case 1 and case 2 is the sign of the middle term. In case 2, the middle term is minus or negative. Okay, for example, we have 7m minus 3n squared. Okay, so we get the square of the first term, so that's 7m squared, and then minus twice the product of 7m and 3n, and then plus the square of the second term of the binomial, and then simplify. 7m squared is 49m squared, and then 2 times 7m times 3n is 42mn, and then 3n squared is 9n squared. So the product is 49m squared minus 42mn plus 9n squared. Let's have another example. We have here 3x squared y minus 2 over 3 squared. Okay, so we have to get the square of the first term. So that's 3x squared y squared minus 2 times 3x squared y times 2/3, and then plus 2/3 squared. The square of 3x squared y is 9x raised to 4 y squared. Then the product of 2 times 3x squared y times 2 over 3. 2 times 3 is 6, times 2 is 12, divided by 3 is 4. So this is minus 4 times x squared y. And then square of 2/3 is, so that's plus 4 over 9. So the product is 9x raised to 4y squared minus 4x squared y plus 4 over 9. Another special product is the product of the sum and difference of two terms. Again, so let's try to solve a plus b times a minus b using the FOIL method. Take note, by the way, take note on the name, product of the sum and difference of the same two terms. We have the first terms are the first terms of the two binomials are both a, while the second term are both b. One binomial is sum, the other is difference. So it's product of the sum and difference of two terms. Now, when we get the product, using the FOIL method, we have a times a, that's a squared, and then a times negative b is, that's minus ab, then b times a is plus ab, and b times negative b is negative b squared. And then combine similar terms. We have here a squared. Negative ab plus ab is 0. So we have a squared minus b squared. So again, we can use this pattern to get the product of the sum and difference of two terms. Okay. The product of the sum and difference of two terms is the square of the first term minus the square of the second term. So it's square of the first term minus square of the second term. For example, we have 3m minus 5 times the quantity 3m plus 5. So it says here, square of the first term minus the square of the second term. So this is 3m squared minus 5 squared. 3m squared is 9m squared, and then minus 5 squared is 25. So that's the product. 9m squared minus 25. Okay, another example. We have here 10a cubed minus 2/3 times 10a cubed plus 2/3. Okay, again, we get the square of the first term. So 10a cubed squared. Then minus quantity 2/3 squared. 10a cubed is 10a cubed squared. We have 10 squared, that's 100. And then a cubed square is a raised to 6. Then 2/3 squared is 4/9. So the product is 100a raised to 6 minus 4/9. The third special product in our list is cube of a binomial. We have a plus b cube. The shortcut is we get the cube of the first term. Then square the first term. So square the first term times the second term, then multiply the result by 3. Plus square the second term times the first term, then multiply the result by 3. So that's 3ab squared plus cube the second term. So we have b cubed. So again, we will use this pattern to get the product of cube of a binomial. For example, we have 3x plus 4, then cube. The first term is 3x, the second term is 4. So using that pattern, we get the cube of the first term, so 3x cube plus 3a squared b, meaning square of the first term times the second term, then multiply the result by 3. So that's 3 times 3x squared times 4, and then plus 3ab squared, square of the second term of the binomial times the first term, then multiply the result by 3. So that's 3 times 3x times 4 squared and cube of the second term. So we have 4 raised to 3. The next step is to simplify. 3x cubed is 27x cubed. Then we have 3 times 3x squared times 4 is 108x squared. Then plus 3 times 3x times 4 squared is 144x plus 4 cubed is 64. So the product is 27x cubed plus 108x squared plus 144x plus 64. The next example is a minus b cubed. This time is difference of two terms raised to 3. The pattern here is the sign of the terms in the product is alternating. So we have a positive, then negative, then positive again, then negative, or plus, minus, plus, and then minus. But the procedure is still the same. Okay, so say we have here 6a squared minus 2/3b cubed. It's the same pattern. So we have 6a squared cubed minus 3 times the square of the first term, 6a squared square times the second term, 2/3b plus 3 times the first term is 6a squared times square of the second term is 2 over 3 and then squared. Then the last term is minus cube of the second term of the binomial. So we have 2 over 3b cube. And then let's simplify. 6a squared cube is 216a raised to 6. Then minus 3 times 6a square times 2 over 3b is 72 a raised to 4b. And then third term is 3 times 6a squared times 2 over 3b. This is supposed to be b. And then plus, that's 8 a squared b squared. And then the last term is minus 2/3 b cubed. That's 8 over 27b cubed. So the product is 216a raised to 6 minus 72a raised to 4b plus 8a squared b squared minus 8 over 27b cubed. Next special product is square of a trinomial. So we have here a plus b plus c and then squared. To get the product of square of a trinomial, we first get the square of the first term. So this is the first term. We have a squared. And then square the second term plus b squared. Then square the third term plus c squared. And then multiply the first term and second term times 2. So it's plus 2ab. Next is multiply the first term and third term times 2. So this time it's first and third term times 2. So plus 2ac. And then multiply the second term and third term times 2. So plus 2bc. For example, we have here 2x plus 3y plus 4 squared. Okay, so we have square of the first term, 2x squared, plus square of the second term, 3y squared, plus square of the third term, 4 squared. Then plus 2ab, so 2 times the first term and second term. So it's 2 times 2x. 2 times 2x times 3y. Then plus 2ac. So it's 2 times the first term is 2x times the third term 4. Then plus 2bc. So that's plus 2 times 3y times 4. Okay, let us now simplify. 2x squared is 4x squared. Then 3y squared is 9. That's plus 9y squared. And then 4 squared is 16. And then 2 times 2x times 3y is 12xy. And then 2 times 2x times 4 is 16x. And the last term plus 2 times 3y is 6y times 4 is 24y. So the product is 4x squared plus 9y squared plus 16 plus 12xy plus 16x plus 24y. Let's have another example. Okay, we have here x plus 2y minus 5 and then squared. Okay, square the first term, then plus, square the second term, and then plus, square the third term. And then plus 2ab. So it's plus 2 times the first term times the second term. And then let me continue it here. Plus 2ac. So it's 2 times the first term times the second term, which is minus 5. And then the last term plus 2bc. So that's 2 times the second term times the third term, which is minus 5. Okay, and then simplify. We have x squared, and then 2y squared is 4y squared. And then negative 5 squared is, that's positive 25. And then 2 times 2x times 2y is plus 4xy. And then 2 times x minus 5 is minus 10x. Yes, minus 10x. And then 2 times 2y is 4y times negative 5 is minus 20y. So the product is x squared plus 4y squared plus 25 plus 4xy minus 10x minus 10y. Or we can also arrange this such that we have x squared plus 4y squared, then plus 4xy minus 10x minus 20y plus 25. You may or may not rearrange. Okay, and the last special product in our list is the product of binomial and trinomial of the form a plus or minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. The factors a plus or minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared have the following characteristics. The first term of the trinomial is the square of the first term of the binomial. Okay, so let's have the binomial a plus b. So it says here the first term of the trinomial is the square of the first term of the binomial. So we have a squared. And then the second term of the trinomial is the additive inverse of the product of the first and second terms of the binomial. So if the binomial is addition, then the second term of the trinomial is subtraction. It's minus AB, and then the third term of the trinomial is the square of the second term of the binomial plus b squared. And then if it's a minus b, so we have a squared, then the second term is the additive inverse of the product of the first and second term. So this is plus ab plus b squared. So that's the characteristics. Product of binomial and trinomial that produces SOTC and DOTC. SOTC is sum of two cubes and DOTC is difference of two cubes. So for a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared, the product is a cube plus b cube, or sum of two cubes. And for a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared, the product is a cube minus b cube. Let us answer the following examples. Verify if the factors follow the special form. If they do, find the product. Number 1, x plus 5 times x squared minus 5x plus 9. What do you think? It did not follow the pattern because of the third term. The third term should be the square of the second term of the binomial. So this is, or it did not follow the pattern. Number 2, 3a plus 2 times 9a squared minus 12a plus 4. Again, this example did not follow the pattern because of the middle term. The middle term should be a product of the first term and second term of the binomial only, and not this one is multiplied by 2, so it's not it did not follow the pattern. Number 3, okay, 2y minus 3 times 4y squared plus 6y plus 9. Okay, the first term is square of 2y. The second term is product of 2y and 3, and it's the additive inverse. And the third term is square of the second term. So, it's correct. Okay, so let's try to solve this. So, it says here that if it follow the pattern, then the product should be difference of 2 cube. So, meaning, we get the cube of the first term. So, it's 2y cube minus quantity 3 cube. So, what's the product? It's 8y cube minus 27. And number 4, we have 7x minus 5y times 49x squared plus 35xy plus 25y squared. That's 25. Okay, the first term is square of 7x, which is 49x squared. The product of 7x and 5y is 35xy. That's correct. And square of 5y is 25y squared. So, yes. Now, the product of this binomial and trinomial of this form is cube of 7x minus cube of 5y. So, 7x cube minus 5y cube. 7x cube is 343x cube. Then minus 5y cube is 125y cube. Okay, so that's the product. Okay, before we end this lesson, let us go back to the learning target. Assess your understanding if you can. Use models and algebraic methods to find the square of a binomial, product of the sum and difference of two terms, cube of a binomial, square of a trinomial, and product of a binomial and a trinomial of the form a plus or minus b times a squared plus or minus ab plus b squared. Enrich your understanding about this lesson through the activities and formative assessments in our module and Google Classroom.